One of the biggest questions I get all the time is, Monica, there are people that are saying that they're a debt collection company. They're collecting on behalf of some bank that I may or may not have had credit with. Do I actually owe them money? The answer is technically you do not. Legally, you do not. Unless they can show what's called a chain of title. And 99% of the time, these debt collectors and these collection agencies cannot show something called a chain of title. So here's a letter. It's called my 809 letter, which you can get for free at getdisputeletters.com or secretcreditletters.com. And once you get this letter, you can download it, and you can actually send this 809 letter directly to your creditors. In fact, it's critical, mission critical, that the second that a debt collector or collection agency sends you a letter in the mail, you definitely want to shoot out that 809 letter to them immediately within that first 30-day time frame, challenging the debt, as well as also cease and desist all communications. You're basically doing a twofold when you send out the 809 letter. So the 809 letter, this is really important. You have to send that certified mail. I recommend that you send it by way of a post office box. So for example, here you go. It doesn't have to be in this big of an envelope, but this is what certified letters look like. Okay, there's a tracking right here. This is the card. You're going to have your P.O. box without a name on the back. You're going to have their information right here. Okay, and the U.S. Postal Service will send this back to you. So what you're going to do is once you put your P.O. box on the back, you'll peel and stick this part, put it on the back of the envelope right here. And again, it doesn't have to be this big of an envelope. And what you do is you take this to the post office and mail it off. And here's just your P.O. box up here. I don't like creditors knowing exactly what my home address is, even though most of them actually know where you live. But this means business. This shows that you mean business as far as the legalities, making sure that you keep a paper trail in the event that you have to sue them later on. You need to have a paper trail that they received all this and that they actually signed on this envelope. And in the envelope, you're going to have your 809 letter, which again, you can get for free at secretcreditletters.com or getdisputeletters.com. And in this letter, it basically demands that they show proof of the debt. Now, proof by federal government guidelines is that they have to show a contract showing that you engaged in a contract with them. Now, the likelihood that they're going to be able to show this is zero because you did not engage in a contract with them. You engaged in a contract with the original creditor. Now, a lot of people argue with me. They're like, well, Monica, in the fine print, size 4 font somewhere, I'm pretty sure that it probably says that they can transfer the debt to somebody else. Maybe, maybe not. They got to show it. The burden of proof is on them, okay? Because if they're threatening to sue you, and by the way, if they do sue you, go immediately to neverloseincourt.com. Defend yourself. You can turn the tables and win and even sue them back and win some money for damages because you don't technically owe them anything. But the burden of proof is on them to show that you owe them the debt. And they have to show a contract with your signature that you engaged with them. And they're not going to be able to show that. And as long as they're not able to show that, not only does it have to come off your credit report, but they got to stop harassing you altogether across the board.